Breaking news overnight, police have captured the suspect in the targeted shooting of 2 Democratic lawmakers and their...
I hope they talk about how much of a loony leftist he is, right? Because that's what they've been telling us.
This is Vance Belter, flanked by Minnesota state troopers immediately following his arrest. The pursuit for the fugitive ended in a field in rural Sibley County near his home, about 45 minutes southwest of the Twin Cities. Police say...
So when Luigi Mangione shoots the UHC healthcare CEO, instantly insta-lock terrorism charges. The federal government is entertaining hitting him with the death penalty, allegedly. Right? Allegedly. But when Vance Belter, not allegedly, but literally shoots and kills a Democratic lawmaker, no terrorism charges, no demands from Pam Bondi for hitting the death penalty. What is going on here? I'm willing to bet if an actual Antifa shot and killed like a Republican politician, they would very quickly demand the death penalty. This motherfucker had a hit list. Wow. Politicians don't even care about self-preservation anymore. Like, they don't even entertain the notion of like defending the rule of law against politicians, like simply out of self-preservation that like if these guys don't get hit with the book, like they might be next, you know? Under normal circumstances, that's what you would expect from even Republicans to be like, this is unacceptable, this is unacceptable, heinous crime. Nowadays, nope.
Abandoned in the area, and a tip from a resident prompted SWAT teams to the field. After evading arrest for 43 hours, what they call the largest manhunt in the state's history was finally over.
I think people are shocked to learn that he was armed and was arrested unscathed. Why do you think that was?
To arrest him without any use of force, and that he gave up voluntarily without us getting into having to use force. No police officers were injured. I couldn't ask for a better ending.
I can't believe that the cops also reported that they saw him shoot and they just kind of let him do it at first.
They realized that he was not a police officer. They shouted out, "You're not a cop. You're not a police officer." Belter then announced, "This is a robbery," and forced himself into their home.
Hoffman's wife revealing they were each shot at least 8 times, adding they're incredibly lucky to be alive. According to court documents, at 2:24, Belter arrived at the home of another state rep, but she wasn't home, so he left. 12 minutes later, he showed up at a third lawmaker's home. A police officer was already there conducting a wellness check when she approached Belter.
Belter did not respond. According to the officer, he just sat there and stared straight ahead.
Belter then drove to the home of State Rep Melissa Hortman. He arrived around...
Wait, what? Wait, I misunderstood the details. Wait. He went to a second home. They didn't arrest him. And then he went to a third home where he actually killed. Wait, no shot. So he goes in to the first lawmaker's home, shoots them. Luckily, they survived somehow, despite being shot 8 times.
According to court documents, at 2:24, Belter arrived at the home of another state rep.
Goes to another state rep's home. She's not home. That's home number 2.
But she wasn't home, so he left. 12 minutes later, he showed up at a third
lawmaker's home, and a cop is already there conducting a wellness check. Bro, at first, listen, chatters, remember when I at first said, I am going to hand it to the cops for at least having the wherewithal to go to each lawmaker in the vicinity and their homes to do a wellness check because they knew that like a lawmaker had been shot? I'm afraid I'm going to have to take that back. That is insane. Are you joking? You saw a suspicious dude impersonating a law enforcement officer when there was already details that someone impersonating a law enforcement officer was shooting lawmakers. You're there to check the scene at 2:36 a.m.
Maker's home. A police officer was already there conducting a wellness check when she approached Belter.
Belter did not respond.
A cop approached this dude who had already shot and luckily could not kill, but shot 2 people, a lawmaker and his wife. And he just weirdly was like, oh, I don't know what's going on. And you just let him go? Was he wearing the mask too?
According to the officer, he just sat there and stared straight ahead.
Belter then drove to the home of State Rep Melissa Hortman. He arrived around 3:30 a.m., according to the documents, with police officers pulling up around the same time.
When Belter saw the officers get out of the car, he drew his weapon and began firing. He repeatedly fired into the house. And when he entered, he murdered Representative Hortman and her husband.
I'm sorry. What the are you saying? So then by the time this happens, he's at the 4th house and the cops arrive. He pulls his gun out, starts shooting at him. They don't do anything in return. He runs into the house and actually assassinates the Democratic lawmaker and her husband. How is that? What are cops doing? Are they just there and not like, I feel like the average person in that situation would be a more threatening presence than law enforcement officers. Like the average person would have been like, yo, this is weird. At the 3rd house, they'd be like, what the are you doing? Is it just like because he looks like a cop? Is that what it is? Like I cannot comprehend what took place here. I don't understand how the first cop let him go. I don't understand how the second cop they shot, like he shot at them and they were like, well, he's a white guy, he probably was threatened. Like how does this make any sense? He shot at the cops, walked into the house, killed the lawmaker and her husband, and then was able to escape on foot. Bro was wearing the mask when she talked to him and let him go. That's why they keep calling the mask hyper realistic. What?
He drew his weapon and began firing. He repeatedly fired into the house. And when he entered, he murdered Representative Hortman.
Wait. Oh, what? He saw the cops arrive on scene and started opening fire into the house. He fired into the house and then he entered the house. He didn't even shoot at the cops. Why didn't the cops shoot at him? Why didn't they shoot him?
Belter fled on foot. He returned to his home at some point that morning, according to the court documents, and texted his family, "Dad went to war last night." It read, "I don't want to say any more because I don't want to implicate anybody." The documents say he later bought an e-bike and a Buick from a stranger at a bus stop. Finding that abandoned Buick and Belter's cowboy hat along a rural highway on Sunday was a major break, officials say, which helped lead to Belter's arrest.
I need to see the body camera. I need to see the body camera of what took place. I need to see the body camera of the first cop that let him go because he was wearing the mask apparently. And I need to see the body camera of the second or the last cop. How the he opened fire on the cops and they didn't do shit. How is that possible? And then he just fled on foot? How the does that make any sense?
Maggie Vespa joins us now live. So Maggie, have we learned any more about Belter's wife and what police found in her car?
Yeah, Tom, we have. That affidavit also unveiled that law enforcement searched Jenny Belter's car on Saturday, finding in it, documents say, 2 handguns, roughly $10,000 cash, and passports for her and her kids who were in the car with her at the time. Now, law enforcement has since stressed Jenny Belter was cooperative. She was never detained. We have reached out to her, and we haven't yet heard back.
You're not... What? You're not even investigating if she's involved at all, in spite of the fact that she had passports in the car? Well, I'm not saying like arrest her permanently, but like not even a little bit of an investigation to be like, so what's up? Like, why are you escaping? This looks like you're escaping. What's dude, handguns, passports, and $10,000. I get stopped with passports in the car, handguns, and $10,000 on a busted taillight. I'm getting detained. I'm 100% getting detained. And I'm not directly tied to a assassin. What is going on right now? Is it like if you're in Minnesota and you're white, they just let you do it? Like, what's happening? None of this makes sense. Am I crazy? I feel like is that the cheat code? You got to be white in Minnesota and they will literally be like, oh yeah, you're free to go, ma'am. Something strange is going on with this situation. Both strange in terms of like the police response being more incompetent than what you would normally expect, like a sequence of actions that took place that are very weird, like letting him go when they're supposedly on high alert. Oh, they have images from the fucking Hope Police Department dash camera footage. At approximately 2:36, officer encountered a man now believed to have been Belter sitting in the driver's seat of a black SUV parked down the street from public official 2's home. Officer believed that the SUV, which resembled a squad car, was equipped with a police-style light bar, was in fact law enforcement officer providing protection for public official 2. The cop thought he was a cop. The officer reported the individual sitting in the black SUV was a bald white male. So he was wearing the mask? The officer tried to speak with that man, but he continued staring straight ahead and did not respond. The officer drove the rest of the distance to public official 2's residence, saw no signs of distress, and waited there until additional law enforcement joined her. By the time they did, the dark SUV had left the area. And then he went at around 3:30 a.m. Local law enforcement, having learned of the shooting at Senator Hoffman's home, went to the home of Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman in Brooklyn Park. Upon arriving, law enforcement saw a black Ford Explorer SUV parked outside the home. The black SUV resembled a law enforcement squad car equipped with police-style lights. The lights were on and flashing. The SUV's license plate had been replaced with a fake police license plate. The plate literally said police. Yeah, I know. In Minnesota, I did not know this at the time as well. I thought it was really stupid. In Minnesota, cop cars do have, I mean, this is obviously fake, but cop cars, real cop cars do also have police as their license plate. Law enforcement arriving at Representative Hortman's home saw Belter dressed in dark color standing near the front door facing the house. Moments after their arrival on scene, Belter fired several gunshots in the house as he moved forward, entering the Hortman's home. In dash cam footage from the scene, moments after Belter fired those shots, he moved into the... Wait, so he didn't even shoot at the cops. He didn't even shoot at the cops. Moments after their arrival on scene, Belter fired several shots into the house as he moved forward. In the dash cam footage from the scene, moments after Belter fired those shots, he moved into the house. A second set of gunshots can be heard. At the same time, several flashes appear in the entryway windows. About the same time, officers moved forward to the home's front doorway where they saw Hortman lying on the floor. When officers entered the home, they found Representative Hortman suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. Hortman family dog was gravely injured as well. Belter fled the Hortman's home, leaving behind Belter's 2015 Ford Explorer SUV parked outside the house. After obtaining a warrant, officers searched that vehicle. I know from my training and experience that the Ford did not manufacture 2015 Explorers in the state of Minnesota. Officers found evidence tying Belter to the SUV, including a bill from the storage unit with Belter's name. They also found approximately 5 firearms in the SUV, including semi-automatic assault-style rifles, as well as a large quantity of ammunition organized into loaded magazines. They also found a medical kit containing wound treatment supplies, several eye masks of the kind that might be worn while sleeping. From the SUV, officers recovered several notebooks full of handwritten notes. Listed among the pages of the notebooks were the names of more than 45 Minnesota state and federal public officials, including Representative Hortman, whose home address was written next to her name. One of those notebooks contained lists of internet-based people, search engines, including True People Search, Spokeo, People Finders, Been Verified, White Pages, Truth Finder, Intellius, Ownerly, US Search, and People Looker. Dude, why the fuck do those websites even exist? But also, oh yeah, there's his face mask. Not only is the story odd, the apprehension is even weirder, and it's yet another, I guess, perfect demonstration of police incompetence. But outside of this, what is also alarming is the fact that every right-wing outlet instantly locked in on the idea that this guy was right-wing, including but not limited to Mike Lee. Mike Lee first claimed that he was right-wing, and then after he was apprehended yesterday, he posted this shit. He said, "Nightmare on Wall Street." This is an American senator. Oh, sorry. Every outlet, every right-winger claimed that he was left-wing. I apologize. I misspoke. Making fun of Tim Walz, who was literally on the hit list. American senator making jokes about a Trump supporter killing Democratic lawmakers after spending the weekend falsely claiming the shooter was actually a Democrat. Clown country. Anyway, like I said this earlier, but there's no need for the CIA or NATO to do sophisticated influence campaigns and false flags anymore. Half the country literally believes the evangelical mercenary Trump supporter who shot Democratic politicians and had more on his hit list is actually woke because of this website. Back in the day, right-wingers would look at this guy and realize his background seems federal and complain that this was a setup to make the right look bad by rogue FBI elements. Now they just repeatedly say woke Antifa until they start believing their own delusions.